Recently, I was on pre-pandemic, I was on a train, and there weren't many people on the train. It was in the city Loop in Melbourne, and there was about 4 or 5 people on the carriage. So there's about, I don't know how many seats, 60 seats in the carriage maybe. There's 5 people on. And I sit down, got my headphones on, just living in my own world, yeah? And then after about a station or so, there's a guy who gets up, he kind of sees me, and he kind of gets up, he starts walking towards me, and he sits right down next to me. Lots of empty seats. And he sits right next to me. And that was a very comfortable experience for me. And I could see at the corner of my mouth, he was kind of talking, and kind of like talking like this. So I took my headphones off, and I said, "I'm sorry, mate, were you saying something?" And he said this. He said, "Everything you believe is true, and the rest is bullshit." I thought, he knows me. But then he said this, "And vice versa." My brain just twisted itself into a pretzel. I said, "What? One more time. Everything you believe is true, and the rest is bullshit, and vice versa." And then he just tapped my leg like 3 times. And on the 3rd time, as soon as it hit my leg, I jumped up and yelled, "Ombudsman!" And I got out. And I dismissed him as a crazy person, as I'm sure a lot of you would too. And then I started thinking about what he said, and I think maybe there's something, maybe he's a genius, maybe there's something to this idea that everything I believe is true, and so is the opposite, and vice versa. Like, we're just going around in circles. Everyone's angry and arguing. Everyone wants to know, are you left, are you right? And I don't know what we're doing anymore. I don't know. Everyone's trying to win not only arguments, they're trying to win discussions. Everyone's so angry. Like in the 90s, if you were angry, I reckon you knew why somebody was angry. You just knew. Be like, "Why is Stuart angry?" "Oh, he had a botched vasectomy." You know, that's... Yeah, fair enough. What happened? I went to a dentist and... Why did he go to a dentist? He did his own research, and everyone's so angry. And this Asian hate that's come out of the pandemic, people abusing Asian people on the streets all around the world, New York, London, Melbourne, because a Chinese bat started this pandemic, allegedly. I don't want to get sued by a bat. But people, it makes no sense. We don't even know, it was a bat in China. Maybe it was a Canadian bat on holiday. Just, I'm out and about, you know, like just having fun. It doesn't make sense to abuse somebody because an animal from their country started a pandemic. It's a very dangerous area for Aussies because if there's a chlamydia outbreak, yeah, you know who they're coming for, the cuddly fuckers in the trees. They are riddled with it. And it won't take much to start. All it will take was picking the wrong koala for those Australian Open athlete photos, you know. Get Novak Djokovic in there, you know. Is he vaxxed? Is he single vaxxed? Is he double vaxxed? I don't know. The koala's there, riddled with chlamydia, just a bit of dry humping, you know, he's excited. Novak goes on, you know, he goes back to the world, starts playing in toilets, he's throwing out sweatbands into the crowd, sweaty t-shirts, chlamydia everywhere. Yeah, and there's no vaccine for chlamydia, and I'm pretty sure we can rule out eucalyptus.